End of Unit 1 Assessment, Part 1, Analyze Development of Theme, A Long Walk to Water. Read Chapter 9 of A Long Walk to Water and answer the following questions. 1. Part A. Select the theme that the author develops in Chapter 9 from the list below by underlining or circling an option. A. Family is our most important support. B. Nature can present many challenges to humans. C. In challenging situations, it can be helpful to focus only on small steps. Part B. Choose 2 or 3 phrases or sentences from Chapter 9 from the box below that best support the answer to Part A and demonstrate where the author is developing the theme in the chapter. Circle 2 or 3 answers that support your theme you chose from Part A. So you're going to choose 2 or 3 sentences from this box and circle which ones support your theme you chose in Part A. 1. Water. The nearest water was the pond, of course, half a morning's walk away. 2. They spoke to the biggest boys, including Naya's brother Dep, who led them to the home of the village chief, his and Naya's uncle. 3. Shy about strangers, Naya hung back. 4. Salva stubbed his bare toe on a rock, and his whole toenail came off. 5. Naya's family had been back in the village for several months before the visitors came. In fact, it was nearly time to leave for the camp again. 6. Do you see that group of bushes? Uncle said, pointing. You only need to walk as far as those bushes. Can you do that? Salva mawen dut arik. 7. Uncle reached into his bag. He took out a tamarind and handed it to Salva. 8. The sun was relentless and eternal. There was neither a wisp of cloud nor a whiff of breeze for relief. 9. It was the hardest thing that Salva had ever done, taking only tiny sips when his body cried out for huge gulps of thirst-quenching, life-giving water. 10. If you give them your water, you will not have enough for yourself, the same voice shouted. It is useless. They will die, and you will die with them. Number 2. In order, 1, 2, 3, the events from Chapter 9 below to create a clear objective summary, 1 for Naya and 1 for Salva. So you're going to put numbers next to these sentences to say which happened first, and then next, and then last. The men talk to Naya's older brother and the village chief. Naya wonders why they are talking about water when the closest pond is far away. In Chapter 9 of A Long Walk to Water by Linda Sue Park, Naya's family is in their village when guests arrive. For Salva, in Chapter 9, A Long Walk to Water by Linda Sue Park, Salva and his group began walking across the desert. Salva's shoes are broken, and he begins to walk barefoot. It is hot, dry, and the sun is intense. Salva hurts his toe, cries, and begins to fall behind the group. His uncle comes to help him, telling him to walk towards closer points. On the second day in the desert, their group sees a group of men collapsed in the desert. A woman tries to give one of the men water, but she is warned, if you give them your water, you will not have enough for yourself. Number 3, write an objective summary of Chapter 9 of A Long Walk to Water. Be sure that your summary introduces the text with the title and author and wraps up with a concluding statement. Uses relevant events and important details from the text to explain what happens. Is clear and concise. Use these sentence frames to help you. You can use any information from the rest of the test to help you fill out your summary. Chapter 9 of A Long Walk to Water is mostly about, in Naya's section, what happens. In Salva's section, what happens. Overall, these details show the theme. And then what is the theme you chose for number 1? And you're going to write it right here. That is the end of the test.